July 27th, 6 o'clock, we are opening the public hearing for Arden traffic revision, Northwest Arden Avenue, Northwest Benton Avenue, and portions of Northwest Burr. We are open for public comments. Randy Pennington?
Let me set this up real quick because it'll be easier to see than good catch.
You want to point it towards us or no?
Probably you. Okay, my name is, go ahead. Good evening, my name is Randy Pennington. Most of you know me. I'm a police officer for Winlock. I'm assigned to the school as a school resource officer. I wear a couple hats. I'm also fire commissioner for Lewis 15. So I'd like to address the hearing both as a citizen, school resource officer, and fire commissioner. And what we're talking about, I made a little diagram, forgive me for my art. But what we have right now, if this is First Street, I actually went out and actually measured the dimensions, okay? On First Street, if you've noticed at all during the school year, the northbound side of First Street between Arden and Benton is coned off. Nobody can park there. Why is that? There's a couple reasons. One, the parking space is 96 inches, okay? Which leaves a total of 96 inches in the lane of travel. Per Washington Administration Code, it must be 120 inches. It is not, okay? The reason we have it coned off, two reasons. One, if a full-size car, like maybe my pickup truck, opposes another vehicle, I have to go in the eastbound lane to do it, okay? Number one. Number two, the school buses, when they turn onto Benton Street, for them to turn from here into here, they can't. They have to cheat. They have to go into these parking spaces to make the turn. Otherwise, they cannot make that turn. That's the reason it's all coned off. I made a mess. So that's the reason. That's the reason that's coned off. The other way, going eastbound on First Street, is 138 inches from the parking space to the center line, which exceeds the state requirement by 18 inches. But 18 inches isn't a whole lot of space between two vehicles. Okay. Benton, if we look at Benton, see, you can tell I'm a resource cop and I'm a teacher. Okay, if we look at Benton, parking along the side, the west curb, which is in front of the school, 96 inches parking space. It's 138 inches to the center. Okay, so it exceeds the state requirement at 18 inches. When we're talking about school, we're talking about kids, and my primary concern is safety of the kids, okay? 18 inches is not a whole lot of space, okay? Since the first of the year until I left for surgery in April, we had 3 reportable collisions here from vehicles striking each other. One of them happened to be our principal's car last night, okay? Every day we have near collisions, every single day. I spend most of my time trying to direct traffic. Unfortunately, I can't be there every day, and we have near collisions every day, and that's not counting the kids. Now, we all know that kids will be kids. We sometimes have a car stop in the middle of the street, children exit the vehicle on the driver's side right in front of oncoming vehicles. That's almost a daily occurrence. We try to educate the kids, but we're talking children, okay? On the other side of the road, on the east side curb, you've got 96 inches of parking. You've got approximately 234 inches from the center line to the curb, so you got 114 inches, okay? It doesn't sound like a lot, but think about it for a second. If you're driving my pickup truck, a full-size pickup truck, okay, and the state requirement in the width, because I have external mirrors, can go 6 inches farther, okay? 2 oncoming vehicles, you can't do it. Someone's going to hit somebody, and that's what's caused these collisions. Somebody swerved into parked cars, and the cars that were hit were the residents. They're in there watching TV, and their car gets hit, okay? So, that's the way it is right now, okay? Proposed one-way street, what difference would that make? If you look at this street, you have one lane of travel down the middle of the road. You have a tremendous clearance on the driver's side and the passenger side, okay? And if I was on Benton Street, I'd be nervous about always parking my car on Benton Street when cars are parked across the street and a bus comes through here. There is no room, okay? If we make this a one-way south, that gives adequate lane travel for the vehicle, adequate parking spaces for either side of the road, okay? I think it's an absolute miracle that we don't have more collisions. You know, 3 collisions in a 4-month period, and those are the ones I know about. There are more that we don't know about, okay? The only negative thing I can see about going one way on First Street, one way on Bent Street, okay? Arden Street, that's already addressed. I mean, that's gotta be one way. When they did the construction, it narrowed the road so much, we don't even like to have our buses go down that road. There's just no room, okay? So if Arden was one way north, Benton was one way south, you have adequate lane travel. Where now, we don't. We just don't. In the morning when the school drops off, we have cars, well, we all know, we've been in Winlock, we have cars backed up way on First Street. We actually have cars passing each other, which is not legal, right? But that's what they do, okay? If we have one lane for fur, it would be more conducive to safety, I think. Safety for the children, safety for the staff, safety for the public. The only negative side for the school that I can think of is when we have delivery trucks, semis come, okay? Sometimes they have to back into the parking lot. All that takes is communication, because if fur is one way, they can't go the wrong way to back up. Takes a little communications with the staff of the school and the delivery truck, and then we can have them pull right in the gate and guide them right back out again, okay? It's the only negative side that I can see going one way. A lot of positives, very few negatives. We have one house here on the corner that traditionally parks facing east. He would have to park facing west. So if he wants to go out of town, he's going to have to go around the block. That's a small price to pay for the safety of a bunch of children and a bunch of people. I think it's a win-win situation for the people on Benton, because I'm telling you, every day their cars are almost hit. Every single day. There's probably people here that live on Benton that can testify to that. Whereas if that becomes one way, the lane of travel is the center of the roadway, and that gives you adequate space between the vehicles and the parked cars. Okay. I tried to make it as simple as I can make it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh, just leave it on.
Is there anyone else that wants to make a public comment about the one-way on our proposed Arden and Benton?
I can take that out anyway.
If there are
Just
no
one
further
teacher
public,
without
oh,
training.
this is your moment.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. So,
Please use the microphone so
Okay.
everyone can hear you.
my name is Jesse Buckner. I live at 201 Arden, at the corner of Arden and Walnut. If I understand correctly, the new provision is Arden North and Benton southbound. I think that would be good. Like Mr. Pennington said, the traffic has, it's been a fight for parking through there with the apartments and everything. Everybody just parks wherever they can. And about the traffic, people are driving way too fast through there. When I go out there, I'm out in my yard, cars are just flying through there. They come down Benton and turn on Walnut and they gun it. They're coming down from the cemetery down the hill. I was turning in my thing, a guy passed me on Walnut, for goodness sake. So I don't know if anybody can monitor the traffic. Maybe that might take some of the pressure off.
I think there's gonna have to be some monitoring as we change, if we change the way we're going.
Yes. So, but the work they did, they're putting in the site, it looks great. It just created that parking and traffic thing. Yep, like you say, also, the buses used to turn there on Arden and go down there, but it's so tight with that curve out, they can't do it anymore. I think they have to use that closer. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wants to make a comment regarding the proposed one-way? All right. We are getting ready to close the public meeting. And it's 6:10, July 27th. We're going to open our regular city council meeting. We have a quorum. Will you join me for flag salute?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have a motion for approval of the agenda?
Any questions before we?
Oh, we do need because I left, we do need to amend the agenda.
That's all. Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda if we can amend to have an election of a mayor pro tem.
Do we have a second for the motion for the election of the mayor pro tem?
We need to also include adding items 12 and 13.
Oh, and we're going to add items 12 and 13 to our amended agenda. Do I have a second?
No second.
All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. And I'm going to put the mayor pro tem right after the consent agenda. We have department reports. Is Kristen Stomnicker here? Kristen? I think we won't take the time to read that report tonight. We'll just leave it there for people to go over. Hi, everybody. It's a lot of you tonight. After I was elected mayor, council and attorney passed a new contract that changed the mayor's authority and transferred responsibilities that had traditionally belonged to the mayor and limited the executive branch's ability to communicate and direct the attorney. During the council's discussion for the legal contract for Buzzard Law, a councilman asked whether there were any substantive changes. The response given did not disclose that the contract removed the mayor's authority to direct legal services and shifted that authority elsewhere. As a result, I believe many council members did not fully understand the practical effect the contract would have on our form of government. For approximately 6 months, legal matters have proceeded without my knowledge or participation. During my first meeting with the city attorney, I asked if there was any pending litigation, and I was told there was not. Today, we are having an executive meeting for a lawsuit I had no knowledge of until this emergency request. I am serving as mayor with the responsibility to administer the city, yet being unable to obtain legal guidance when questions arise. Imagine trying to fulfill your statutory duties while being denied the same access to legal counsel that previous mayors relied upon. Because of these changes, I have often been left to research legal issues on my own. That is not how a strong mayor form of government is intended to function. I do not believe the council fully understood how these changes affected Winlock's form of government. My hope is that these changes were approved without a full understanding of their consequences. Regardless of the intent, the result has been a significant reduction in the executive branch's ability to carry out its responsibilities. Have I been a perfect new mayor? No. Like anyone else learning a demanding office, I have made mistakes. But it is difficult to succeed without meaningful access to legal advice. That is a resource every mayor should have in order to serve the public effectively. At the last meeting, I allowed my frustration to overcome my better judgment when I took out papers presented by Mr. Williams. I should not have done that, and I apologize to the citizens of Winlock for losing my composure. I hold myself to a higher standard and will continue working to meet that standard. The citizens elected a mayor expecting the office to function as it always had. Instead, the responsibilities of the office were substantially changed before I took office. I believe the people deserve to understand why. The office has not operated in the same manner as it did under the previous administration. Despite the challenges, I remain committed to serving the people of Winlock. I understand there are individuals who disagree with me or would prefer someone else in this office. That is part of public service. My commitment, however, is not to any individual or political group. My commitment is to the citizens of Winlock. If the current structure continues, I may have no practical alternative but to seek independent legal guidance so I can fulfill the duties of the office entrusted to me. My preference is not additional expense or additional conflict. My preference is to restore a working relationship in which the mayor receives appropriate legal advice, the council fulfills its legislative responsibilities, and we work together for the benefit of the community. Finally, I encourage this council to consider restoring the balance that existed before this contract was adopted. My goal is to move forward with a government that functions as our citizens expect and deserves their confidence. We all took an oath to serve the citizens of Winlock. I believe we can disagree respectfully, work together professionally, and focus on what is best for our community. That is why I'm here, and I hope it's why we are all here. Council comments.
Before the council speaks up, I have to respond to this. This is the third or maybe fourth time that the mayor has publicly made false statements to the public about myself and my office, scapegoating me. And what she's saying here today is not true. There was a spectacle 2 weeks ago that she put on, not allowing my office to provide legal advice to the council who we represent. In that instance, she got in the way of that actively. And now today, for public face for herself, she's again scapegoating me. My office doesn't need to put up with this. We've been publicly embarrassed by this mayor so many times. We've tried to be professional with her. It's not possible. I'm resigning. I'll give you the proper letter that you need, but we just can't take this from you anymore. So I'm going to exit myself today, and I'll give you the proper letter later.
Council comments.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I wanted to just briefly let everyone know that I did meet with the Timberland Regional Library regarding that agenda item at the last meeting regarding the June books that were on display and the concern. We were not able to make any progress with the library staff at the moment, so I'll be meeting with the Timberland Regional Library Board in the future.
Hi. I got a new job, and I cannot make the meeting on the 24th next month. So I'm moving out of city limits anyway, fairly soon, so I was going to have to resign. I'd like to let everybody know that tonight. I haven't resigned yet, but I'm gonna. hoping we could get applicants. I've already talked to a couple of people. I talked to somebody that would be really good for over an hour. We're on the same page. Anyway, I want to put that out now, so everybody knows. And I was hoping we could get applicants in for a candidate to replace me by the 10th, and I don't know if I get to vote on it or not. And then we could vote on it, and the council. And I'll take advice from people. I would prefer somebody that's not complete opposite of me, but who knows? Change is good. So I'd like to be able to vote on it on the 10th. Have a little bit of somewhat influence over who replaces me, but I just want to let everybody know that. And like I said, I'm moving out of city limits anyway, and you got 6 months from the time you do that. I was going to wait longer, but I go to swing shift, I got a new job, and it's just not going to happen. So to let everybody know that, and thank everybody. And I put something on the agenda tonight. There's about 3 things I'd like to try to get done before I'm out of here. Let's see if we can do that, and hopefully people will back that. But thank you. And this is a lot harder than people think. A lot harder than people think. Nobody here does it for the money, because believe me, it's not worth it. But thank you. It's been a privilege. So I got a couple more weeks. That'll be that.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Did anyone else have any comments?
We'll need to amend the agenda again to remove item number 25. We can't have that one on the
Right.
23 also?
No.
23 is property acquisition.
Well, that will just die. It will just die. There's no,
Okay.
there's no, so we can just make a motion not to double. That's, all right.
We can do 23 or no?
We can do 20, we can do 23, yes.
We need.
Um, Public comments. Kathy Chastain.
Okay. Good evening, council, and, Lisa. Good evening, mayor and council. So I'm part of the group Friends of Winlock, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. Thank you very much, Maureen. This is the picture of the Barred Rock Gardens before we started the work. And we just want to show you a couple of things that are going on in the community. So this is what it looked like before it started last week. And this is what it looks like, what our vision is. The bench arrives tomorrow, the lighting around it. But what I want to tell you more importantly is I always felt like pride in property. And when you see something like this, and let me tell you, Debbie, the owner of the building, has really been lost, and she's overwhelmed. But you couldn't see this building until it's been painted this color. Now it stands out on the street, people are stopping in, the business is starting to roll. But more importantly, the Friends of Winlock want to beautify Winlock. We want to bring it back to the way it looked before. So in the next picture, some of you may recognize this building. This is the Club Tavern across the street. And if you look at it, it's pretty shabby looking. The food is great, the beer is cold, but right? But and people are great, friendly people. But to look at that building, it doesn't invite you in. But the next slide shows you that is a heck of a lot more inviting. And this picture, using AI, obviously, went to the club owner. And through a little bit of, encouragement, this is the place I would want to go in. And I would want to be like a Cheers bar. So whether he goes that far or not, we're not sure, but it's a navy blue with the brick that's already there. There's a few things that can be done to this building. The last building I want to show you, which pride in ownership, and I keep coming back to that. The next picture is your famous City Hall from a few years back. This was a picture I found on the internet. And then look at what this building actually could look like. Now that's pride. That's pride in the city of Winlock. And one thing I've been told repeatedly, all of us girls, is look at what you've done. I want my house. I want my apartment. I want my building to look like this. So with it starts with one small improvement, could become major throughout this town. And I encourage all business owners to take a look. And if they want any AI help, hey, I'm your girl. Okay.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I just have one question about it.
Yes.
Me too.
Go ahead.
On page 12 or 13, 12 or 13 at the bottom, can you explain what the, I guess that's Washington State Treasurer's June court unit, what that information?
What the court takes in, what we have to pay the state treasurer back. It's a
Okay.
portion of like the ticket fines and fees that go back to the state.
And they just separate it like that?
Yes.
Okay.
There are a couple of spots on the itemized list of payments. My brain is gone. It has the Egg Day float stored in 2 different places, and electricity for both.
So that is the bars.
The bars code for that is Egg Day Float / City Hall. So there's the payment for the power at the Egg Day Float and payment for the power here. I don't combine them, I just keep them all separate.
But I don't understand why one's on Karen and one's on First.
It was how the accounts were set up before I started doing it.
Okay.
But
You're
that,
changing those.
unfortunately, it's always been done like that.
I never noticed that before. And also reimbursement for parade candy. We're reimbursing.
I-
We got reimbursed.
I purchased it on my debit card for the parade candy because we were told we were supposed to supply candy for the parade.
And the city never has to pay.
We did last year.
I believe Egg Day should reimburse you for that, not the city. Just, I don't wanna, I'm gonna nitpick every little thing that shouldn't be, like, why are we buying toilet paper for $170 when we could buy it at Costco for cheaper? It's just,
It's a giant box that goes to the park.
okay.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Yes. Or any more discussion?
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Agenda item 11, set a public hearing for the revised Winlock Development Guidelines, August 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Do we, no?
Mayor Pro Tem was.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, all right, sorry. So they are here.
Do we have a nomination for Mayor Pro Tem? Not you?
I'd be happy to do it.
I nominate Jody Curtis.
Okay, we have a nomination for Jody Curtis. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Our new Mayor Pro Tem, Jody Curtis. set a public hearing for revised Winlock development guidelines for August 10th at 6 p.m. Do I have a discussion or a motion?
Is Robert still here?
I couldn't hear you, so.
I'm not sure what you're doing. She called me, not me.
The set a public hearing for the
For August
revised
10th?
code of, the revised.
Oh.
Winlock development code?
Yeah. So, we don't have order?
No, we need council to set the public hearing for
Oh,
August.
yeah.
You need to explain what we gotta do.
So we've been working on a comprehensive plan and our climate resilience plan with the state of Washington, Commerce and such, and we need to set a public hearing to go to pass our new development codes that the legislature has brought down as far as how we're gonna build and what we're gonna do. We don't hit the intent of every one of the codes they have, like there's some pretty excessive codes for a small town like us, like for say it was a 100-unit apartment complex, 0 parking. So there's a lot of things like that that aren't gonna affect us. We're gonna be able to get around because you have to be 25,000 or more people. But we do have some codes that are gonna change, so we need to set a public hearing. Yeah.
Would it be discussing more details on the public hearing?
Yeah, we can get you
So
more,
that, well, for the public.
yeah, we'll get you more on the codes and what they are, such we have a printout of them, so. And then we'll make it public too, so you can put it on the
Right.
website.
Like August 10th falls on a council meeting day anyway,
Yes.
so.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
there's-
interfere in anything.
Yeah.
So if everybody's okay, I'll make a motion to set a public hearing for August 10th for revised Winlock development guidelines. 6.
A second.
Thank you, Barbara.
Don't go too far, she says. Wait, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have a public hearing set for August 10th, 2026 at 6 p.m. We want to reschedule a public hearing for the 6-year traffic improvement plan to August 24th, 2026?
Yes, so I dropped the ball on this. I did the public notice for the Park Planning Commission, Winlock Development Code update. And I also, at the same time, should have done a public notice for the second public hearing today for the traffic improvement plan. So it's my fault that we have to reschedule this. My apologies.
All right, do I have a motion to reschedule this to August 24th?
I'll make the motion to reschedule the public hearing for the 6-year traffic improvement plan to August 24th at 6 p.m.
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 13, schedule a council workshop for the 2025 audit report.
So Rachel from Toledo has said, like, Mondays are hard for her also. So if we could do a Tuesday or a Wednesday, whatever day works best for the most of everyone, but it does need to be at 5 to accommodate her schedule. So that is why I have the 11th or 12th. So, but we can take a different date, but not a Monday.
And this audit report is so we can file our report with your approval, because there are still issues. We are not over yet.
I'm okay with any of those days, guys. So whatever works for you guys.
Tuesdays are better for me.
August 11 at 5 o'clock. Do I have a motion?
I motion to schedule it August 11th at 5 p.m.
Okay, do I have a
I'll
second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Jackson Civil Engineering TIB agreement, Winlock chip seals. Online?
Yep.
Hello.
Go ahead, Devin.
on, Devin. I'm having, can you speak up now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Next. Okay, so our agreement in front of you is for the ADA ramp retrofit, which was a TIV project that we applied for with staff and council last year, and it was awarded. So now we're going to go into the design phase. There hasn't been any change in proposed scope. It's just kind of the next step in the process. For those who aren't familiar, it's just retrofitting and maybe some stormwater improvements, ADA ramps around the school. It's part of the city's transition plan that we'll have to start working on developing. Essentially all pedestrian facilities will need to be brought up to ADA standards. It's a part of a Department of Justice initiative. You can't discriminate, so everybody has to have equal access. So that's that, and then if the application for approval is in front of council also for the chip seal, that is a new application. Staff worked with us in the TIB to develop multiple roadway segments for chip seal treatment. So we just want to make sure that, we need the council to review and approve that.
And then Devin, do we need to, on the chip seal, do we have to fill all the potholes prior to them coming out? Or is that part of what they're gonna do, or?
We're hoping to, they want to do, so the TID wants to do, there's pulverization on some streets. So some of the really bad streets will be pulverized and then chip seal on top of that. The streets that are in better condition, we'll just do a double chip or a chip seal with kind of what they call a chip seal pothole fill. We essentially put extra oil and rock inside the pothole, mix it up to coat everything, and it kind of serves as a patch. But for streets that are in incredibly deteriorated condition, those are slated to be pulverized.
Okay. I sent the girls a map today with pictures of some of the streets and documented a bunch of stuff. Went out today and took pictures and everything. So I sent it to Lauren.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Do we have any discussion from council or questions?
We'll need two motions and then otherwise
I'm
we'll
just trying to look at it.
Robert and Kenny went out, and a lot of our really bad little streets that have a lot of potholes is what they're trying to get a grant for.
Does this put, so as far as like the curves go, instead of just having a full curve, Robert, is this grant gonna allow some of those curves to actually have ramps? Is that what I heard?
With the ADA portion?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it'll be up to standards, the ADA is what that we do.
Yeah, so the retrofit essentially selected, we went through, checked several ramps, and if they don't meet standards, they'll be demoed out and replaced with a ramp that does meet standards. So it's not looking to rebuild intersections or do excessive work, it's just to bring that existing facility into compliance. So a lot of times it might be, it needs a truncated dome and some of the slopes might be too steep, or it's lacking a landing that is flat for ramps or wheelchairs to be able to, I guess, kind of set up before they cross the street. So the improvements are pretty isolated to the ramp location. The exception being the intersection of Benton and Washington. Part of the issues there are stormwater related. So we will be replacing the stormwater to essentially prevent ponding in front of ramps. So that way pedestrians and wheelchairs aren't having to go through ponded water. So that will be, more of the intersection will be impacted in that particular location. And that was scoped, like I said, last year. Application was submitted in August of last year and awarded about November, December.
And we were talking about fixing that would be the southern sidewalk on Washington.
Washington.
That's been chip sealed and chip sealed and chip sealed to where there's no sidewalk.
Yeah,
Just
that
for
would
the
be inside the
future.
grant scope, but that'd be something that we could discuss
Yeah.
with council at a later date to add that in for sure.
Nope, I just wanna bring it up so everybody's aware of it.
Yes.
So do we need a motion to continue with the TIB ADA ramps first? Can we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the, TIB ADA ramp.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, do I have a motion to approve the application for TIB chip seal?
I make a motion to approve the application for TIB chip seal.
A second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, number,
Can I just say,
Yes.
if anybody wants to see a map, I have a map, so just email me or call me and I'll send you a map. if you want to know
Thank
where
you.
it's at.
we could put this map on the front of City Hall. Ordinance number 1201, public operating hours of City Hall. Do I have a discussion? Motion.
Would City Hall be totally closed on Friday?
If there was an appointment, the double doors would not be closed, would they?
No, the double doors would be locked.
The double doors, everything would be closed, but people would be working.
My worry is someone would have to be in a hurry to pay a bill that might get shut off and they wouldn't be able to avoid that if it were closed.
We would treat it like a holiday, so there wouldn't be any water shut-offs Thursday. They would just move to Monday. And then currently we close at 4:30, which is hard for some employed people to make it to the office. So we did extend the City Hall hours to accommodate this to 5 o'clock.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 1201.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16, approval of moving Lily Niles to full-time status. Any discussion or questions?
Do you guys wanna share one?
So, even though we're gonna have a treasurer start, I do think that there's enough work in the office between myself, the treasurer, and with what Robert has going on, and some projects that have been hit on the back burner. I think that we have enough full-time work to keep her going, and she is very good at what she's been doing.
Also, she was budgeted and approved for full-time, but like the treasurer, I asked to hire her part-time so we could get her flowing, and she's a little dynamo.
And with the grants that we're gonna try and go after, we need extra bodies, because I can't do it all.
Have this already been discussed with Lily? Well, I'm just saying.
I make a motion to approve moving Lily Niles from part-time to full-time status.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, number 17, training for website, annual versus one-time training. Maureen.
Okay, so I am currently the only person with the training that was provided by the website provider to go in and make changes. As we've noticed, I've been very busy and had a hard time making all of the changes. I think it would be very helpful, and Robert also wants to have access to make his own changes for the planning community development. So I think it would be beneficial to have continued training, just because it's hard to do it all. So the question for council, it's the same cost. We could add a yearly training to the website for $1,000, and that's 3 hours for up to 12 people. Or we could just do it once, which is the same cost. And I think that there's enough updates and changes to the website, that it would be worthwhile to plan for it annually. But it's up to you guys.
Are we paying right now for you?
So the training that I had was provided when we purchased the website with Civics Plus, but I'm the only one who has it. Nobody else was available when I did the training.
Could we just add Robert to that?
Well, but there's training to actually go in and make the changes on the back side. So it's not just like, it's beneficial to have more than one person with the knowledge to do all of the website stuff.
So would that be an additional $1,000, or would that just remove you from your prior training and add you to this one with Robert?
No, I could sit in on the training and have a refresher if we did this.
Right.
But it would allow both Robert and Lily to be my backup, because right now, I mean, I've showed Lily how to make some changes and to add things, but it's not as extensive as all of the pieces of the parts to the website.
Marina, if I'm understanding this correctly, it says that the website virtual assistant training up to 3 hours and 12 attendees.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not just you and Robert, it could be 12 of you.
Yeah, it could be 12 of us.
Okay.
But I don't think it makes any sense to do anyone besides Lily, Robert, and I.
That's what I was just wondering. I wanted to make sure I understood that it wasn't going to be an additional $1,000 that we're paying, but one payment of $1,000 on three of you guys.
Yeah, one payment of $1,000 for Lily and Robert to get the same training to making changes on the website.
Thanks, I understand. Correct.
And we could put Rodney in.
I'll make a motion to approve training for the website, annual versus one-time training for, which one do you wanna do annual or for the, one annual one time?
Yeah.
No, there's two different options. So we could
Yeah, I see
either
them
do
on
the
March.
annual training, that would be $1,000 each year that we have the website, or we could do a one-time training for $1,000.
Which one do you prefer, the one time?
You put us in a contract with them? Like, is it like reoccurring?
It'll be, if we go with the annual, it would be a reoccurring. I don't think it would be bad to have a yearly refresher,
Right.
just because the website does have so many capabilities, and I don't utilize all of the capabilities that we have. So,
It doesn't lock us into a contract, that's what I'm saying.
yeah. Well, if you go with the annual, it would be an annual contract. If you go with the one time, it's a one time, and we could, the next time we need training, we could just ask for another $1,000.
It would be a yearly request.
It's a
for that,
recurring.
so-
One says it's recurring, one says,
You just pay $1,000 again.
yeah.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion for the recurring.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Motion carries. Community building, Councilman Jess Bowers, apartment kitchen upgrades and flooring.
Hello again. I got to go down there, I don't know, a month ago, a few weeks ago, and take a look at the community building, some of the work we already did down there, some of the stuff that people have requested. And first thing I saw was the apartment. It's a heck of a lot bigger and a lot better shape than what I was led to believe. I'm glad I took a look at it. Wouldn't take much cleanup at all, a little bit of paint. It's pretty big. It's not like a studio or anything. This is very large and in not bad shape at all. I think we should rent it out use the property management company, keep the city staff out of it. We just collect the check. Property management company would take their fee, they handle everything, and I mean everything, and we just get a check. I would recommend that they recommend to us what we rent it for. As an example, and these are not set in stone numbers, we could rent it for $1,400 a month. They get 400, we get 1,000. Right now we're getting nothing, and it's unoccupied. And like I said, it's in much better shape than what I was told, and it's much larger than I was told. So a little bit of work on our end, and we can make use of that. Plus we'd have somebody there. It's number one. I can see that happen. Number two, the kitchen should have been remodeled 30 years ago when I was in high school. It hasn't changed much, neither has the basement, neither has the main floor, like the ballroom floor there. The kitchen needs remodeled. We need this 3-sink, bar type sink, washing, rinsing, sanitizing. We need a hand wash sink, which could be up against the window, the main counter where the dishwasher is now. You pull it. The mayor has talked to Kenny and Robert. This is all doable. I'd like to put in a window. There's already a window that goes into the main ballroom space. You put a window going into the prep area space inside the kitchen. If you've ever been in there, we have the long tables in there, but it's like where they kind of do prep stuff. You can put a window there, where they could be prepping stuff in the other room. They go right through that like a real functioning kitchen, go right through that prep area into that expo window, slide it in. Now you're at the sink level, the counter level, the window that goes into the main space, out into the ballroom space there, and your stove is to the right. It needs a new stove, range, oven, and an exhaust fan to make it all functional. This is not a lot. This $6,000. We can do a lot of the stuff in-house. Ranges aren't a lot of money. The sink isn't terribly a lot of money either. We have an open basement down there. You can run PEX and get water to these things and drainage very easily. I think most of this stuff can be done by our own city employees and or volunteers. Regardless, it needs to be done. It should have been done 30 or 40 years ago. So to be able to use that kitchen, just for our own community members, but to be able to use it, be up to code, where they can actually cook in there and do things up to code, this has to be done. If you do this, there's more to it. I'm getting to the floor here in a minute. If you do this, think big here, people. We can rent this thing out. This is an event center. It's a giant event center sitting in the middle of town that we don't use. Because you can't rent it out because people can't truly use it. So we do a little bit of upgrades. I don't know if you know what weddings go for, these event centers go for, but it's thousands of dollars to rent out a hall for one day. We could do that with a little bit of remodeling of the kitchen. That brings me out to the main floor. Again, should have been resurfaced and redone 30, 40 years ago, in the 80s or 70s even. My grandparents had their 50th wedding anniversary in there in 1977 or something, I think. And the floor looks about the same or worse, a lot worse. I would entertain any and all ideas on that from the community, from Robert, from anybody else. Obvious, it's a wood floor. You could resurface it, you could sand it. I know that's gonna take money to sand it down and resurface it like you would the basketball court at the high school. Again, any and all options are on the table. Volunteers, should we do that? Should we not do that? Should we strip it and lightly sand it? Get the varnish and stuff off there. That would be an improvement without really getting all the scratches out and everything else. I'd entertain overlaying it. Everybody that I talked to said you're crazy because it's a wood floor and you're going to screw it up. But I just want to make it look better. I even entertain, floating epoxy paint over the thing to make it look better. It's just blotchy. It's 5 different colors with scratches in it. It just looks terrible. Regardless, we need to do something. like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, I just think we should do something. I'm open to ideas on getting that floor. We should resurface it and reseal it and make it nice in there. And all this would get paid back by the rental of that community building within a year. That's the way I see it. I'd like to see that done. I don't know if I can get that done, but that's what I think we should do. We can raise the money to do so. We have the money to do so. So I just put that out there and have people think about it. And I also went downstairs. There's a few more things to do down there in the basement. We redid the showers and the plumbing down there, which it's all open, so it's pretty rudimentary, but it's redone. Things aren't leaking anymore. But the shower floors need to be sanitized and then pull those bamboo mats out of there and get new ones. And we can afford to do that too. That's no big deal, but it needs to be done because it's kind of gross. I would just ask people, get involved with this building and make it a little bit nicer, and we can make some revenue off of it and kind of keep it going. Nobody's done anything for 50 years, and it needs to be done. You're welcome.
I think we probably need to ask for a budget amendment or some, like,
Can you come up with some numbers first?
I'd like to get Robert down there and see what we can do in-house first, and then get some advice on what we can do in-house. I think we can do the entire kitchen ourselves.
Oh, yeah, easy.
100%. And downstairs, and then the floor, we can get bids on it, we'll see what he thinks, and then, because it's gonna be astronomical, and everybody's gonna freak out. But I think that could get paid for through donations and things like that too, potentially.
or even the apartment.
Yeah.
Do we set a public hearing for that once we get the numbers and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff. Agenda item number 19, Discover Lewis County Tourism Leadership Awards. Do I have somebody for that? Oh, can you put that up on the screen? So, Lewis County Alliance is accepting nominations for the 2026 Discover Lewis County Tourism Leadership Awards. And we would love your help making sure communities across Lewis County are represented. So you can go on our website and look at our agenda, and if you have someone you want to nominate, please do so. All right, number 20, Winlock School District Facility Lease Agreement for Skate Park. We've gone through this before. Do I have a motion to approve the lease agreement as the bus barn does not need the land the skate park is on?
What does that entail for us as far as taking over?
Well, it
Just
used,
handing the keys to us to open and close it?
yes. I mean, I don't know if we have insurance on it.
We don't have insurance.
We don't have insurance currently. It would need to be added to our insurance policy. And then the lease agreement that the school wrote is for $1 a year.
Yeah, I read that part.
And it would be our responsibility as it was prior to us finding out that it was the school. Oh, Michelle, would you like to speak?
Yes. Sorry,
I didn't see you.
Thank you so much. I actually wrote up a new agreement. It's pretty similar, but there were just some minor changes. The school district is not interested in doing a year-long agreement at this time until we get our fuel tanks installed. Because if we can't get those installed there, then we're gonna need to use the skate park. And so we would like to do a 2-month agreement. It's $1 for 2 months, and then we would relook at this again. And so I have a new agreement typed up for you to look over. Once we get those tanks in, we will do a full year. Any
So-
questions?
So we would probably need to table it tonight till we review that.
And the only changes I made, there was no dates on the agreement that I gave you last time. The only changes are the specifics of the address, where it's located, and then the leaseor and leasee were backwards. That's it.
I would like to see some numbers as far as, insurance.
There is a requirement of insurance.
So do I have a motion to table this pending insurance costs?
I make a motion to table this until we can get some insurance costs.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is tabled. Southwest Washington Fair Edna Fund.
We didn't know we were gonna get here. Yeah, really.
Well, my name is Edna Fine. I'm the vice chair of the Southwest Washington Fair Board, and we have a number of people here to tell you about the fair. And we're going to start with Fiona, who's our manager. Fiona.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. I know you have a full agenda, so we will try to be quick, but I did bring several of my fair friends to talk about all things fair. The Southwest Washington Fair is August 11th to the 16th this year, so we'll all say it, and maybe by the end you'll remember. I was a little sad to hear you scheduled an important meeting on the 11th of August. You're supposed to be at fair the whole time. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about our schedule and some of the exciting activities we have planned. So in our grandstands this year, we have our rodeo Wednesday and Thursday night. And on Saturday and Sunday, we have an FMX Rampage event, which should be exciting. We have everything from grandparents to grandkids. On Friday night, we have the Alaza de Maria, which is a free concert series put on by Tacos El Rey Entertainment. So that will be exciting over in our saloon stage area. And then every single day of fair, we have a full list of activities. And there is something for everyone. Our theme this year is Right into History. We are honoring America 250 in every way that we can. Little Miss Friendly will be writing into history in all kinds of ways. But there is something for everyone on our schedule this year. And I'll be introducing my next friend, Miss Lewis County Team, to talk about the fair.
Good evening, everyone. I am Hayden Martell, Miss Lewis County's teen, and I'm just here to talk about my experience with the fair and how it's shaped me. I started going to the fair when I was 3 years old, and it was because of a dance camp. And for years after, starting at 3 and now 17, I've been dancing for a very long time, and my love for dance started there on one of the stages, and I actually get to help this year choreographing dances with that same group. So my love for dance came from that, and actually, dance was my talent as I competed for the title of Miss Lewis County's team. And then a little bit later, I decided to run for Little Miss Friendly 2019. And thanks to COVID, I got 2 years, so 2019, 2020. And that, oh my goodness, I cannot praise enough how that experience shaped me. And to stand here today as Miss Lewis County's team. And I'm very excited to go back to the fair this year for the entire week, 11th through the 16th, and I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kimber Searle. I'm 11 years old, and I'm in 2025-2026 Little Miss Friendly. And I'm here to talk about the Southwest Washington Fair. You guys can color the coloring sheet, and then you guys can turn it into the fair. It is all ages, and you guys will have a chance to win a free fair ticket. And also, I cannot wait to tell you guys about my year. It has been an amazing year being Little Miss Friendly. I love all the parades, all the schools, and all these meetings. And also, I love being at the fair and just handing out stickers and meeting new people. And I also love hanging out with Miss Lewis County and Miss Lewis County team. And also, I will be caping new Little Miss Friendly the first day of the fair on the saloon stage at 6 p.m. And I can't wait to see you. And also, even though I will not be Little Miss Friendly anymore, I have a pig. So I will be there. So I hope to see you there. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Morgan Ulmer. I'm the County Dairy Ambassador, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the fair. I have been in 4-H for 6 years now, and I've had the opportunity of showing
dairy cows, beef cows, and sheep, so a little bit of everything. Through 4-H, it just taught me so many things. And I'm so glad that I've done this experience. I've made great friendships and great memories that will last forever. And I really just encourage everybody to enter something into the fair, whether that's flowers, photography, or just really about anything. If you can't enter anything, no worries. I do encourage everyone to come though and support our youth, or maybe ride some rides or eat some yummy food. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Patty Mills. I am the Lewis County Rodeo Court Advisor. This was our first exciting year, and we have been in the Rose Festival Grand Floral Parade. We put the name Lewis County out worldwide. By doing that, we go to every local parade, which is just a blast. This past weekend, we were in Longview for Thunder Mountain for 3 nights. We were represented there. What I want to tell you about is the 12th. August 12th is family night. You'll find stick horse races, you'll find Button Busted, and it is also Patriot Night. So we're there to honor our veterans and our active service members. Then on Thursday night, August 13th, is Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night, obviously for breast cancer support. And this year, the funds that Lewis County Breast Cancer Support Group raises will be going to the May Foundation out of Olympia, which helps our local patients. Maybe they have children and the high cost of medical to treat the breast cancer. They're not able to go and provide the groceries. Maybe they need the gas to get to the treatment after the surgery. And that is the May Foundation out of Olympia. So that'll be going on Thursday night. So we all hope to see you both nights in your red, white, and blue, and on your peak with your peak on Thursday. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Jerry Elliott. I am one of the board members. I got a character with me here tonight. So on Pink Night, Jody, I'm going to need to borrow that top you're wearing. Because I'm a tough guy, but I don't have any pink shirts. I'll keep the hair the same color, though. Hey, listen. I want to talk to you, and you guys got a lot of people out here. A few of you I know. It's always fun to go know people. I got in here a guy named Fred. Freddie has been in front of a couple thousand students this year in Lewis County. Every city council but Toledo has got to meet him. He represents all the animals at our fair. Let's bring him out here. He's been quiet tonight, haven't you? Haven't you? Did you see Freddie? He's cute. We might even put him in the fair so people can see him. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. What was that? Hey, you know, there's one of the ladies mentioned some of the vendors. We do got a lot of really good vendors. We got a new vendor this year, and their theme, what they say is bacon, bacon, bacon. And Freddie is really glad that they're not saying chicken, chicken, chicken. So yeah, they're right, Fred. Hey, but anyway, at the fair, it's a great time for you to come and visit. But it's a great time to come bring your family, bring your neighbors, bring your friends, grandkids. And those animals, it's just nothing in the world like watching a little, whoops. Uh-oh, we got sawdust on the ground tonight. That's a first. No good. So we're good. But hey, the cows, the horses, the sheep, the pigs, it's, you know, the rabbits, it's all part of the experience. And there's nothing like watching a child when they first encounter, an up-close encounter with a big old cow, or touching that pig, or touching the fuzziness of one of them sheep or something. So I encourage you to, because most of us are blessed enough in life where, and we all know that if we give, we'd be a giving person. It's a far greater reward than the one that receives. And so I'm advocating, like I have with every community, that you find somebody in your circle of friends and family that you can fund a trip to the fair. Give them a free ride to the fair. Help them out. All of us can think of someone that we can bless with that. But we do encourage you to come. I'm going to be there every day this year. I just retired, so what else are you going to do? You go to the fair, right? And so if you see me at the fair, please say hi. We'll be around all them barn animals and stuff. And come be a part of it. And Winlock has a great history. I was a PL boy. My best buddy was a Winlocker. And Vaughn Studer, if any of you remember the Studers out here. But that trip over King Hill between PL and Winlock, we set some time records on how. You guys don't want to do that, right? We don't do that. Winlock, we PL boys can get away with it. Hey, but anyway, you guys, thank you for having us. I'm going to hand it back to Edna.
Thank you so much.
And I will close, but I want to remind you that in your mailbox, you probably have an invitation to come to the fair opening ceremony starting at 11. And you will have a free ticket and a +1, so come on out. So what are the dates of the fair? August 11th through the 16th. See you there.
Kathy Chastain, Community Building Historical Sign. Oh, thank you. We'll vacuum it.
Don't worry. You got it. Sorry. I think they got it.
Thank you. I just grasped on
I don't know how I'm gonna follow the chicken, but I'll try. Just, first of all, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for meeting the Friends of Winlock at the community building. Thank you for going the extra mile in doing the back work, because you're right, the money that comes in for the rental is gonna pay for a lot of things for that building. It's been long overdue. I can't thank you enough. So bringing back to the community building, this picture right here is a picture of what's currently down there. That's just the way the sign for the community building is looking right now. It's unreadable. It is damaged to beyond repair. So we had Emily, the gal that painted our egg for us recently. I had her come down here, and I should say the Friends of Winlock had her come down and do an estimate on what it would cost to repair it. When you show what it would look like, again, using AI, this is what it should look like. This is what it looked like in its glory days. Now, in order to do that, she would come down here, set up scaffolding and ladders to access the elevated sign. She'd remove all the deteriorating pieces. She'd sand it, and repaint everything on there. So what I'm asking from the council tonight is to pay her the requested $540. It's $500 for the restoration and $40 for our state tax. So if you would be so kind as to award us the money for that, we would certainly appreciate it. I will say that we've gone to Economic Alliance, we've gone to Discover Lewis County, and there's just nothing to help us repair that sign. So that's what I'm asking for, so if you would move that forward, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
we have a contract for the egg, but she can redo that real quick. I can get her to mail it to Maureen, but it's really pretty much, I am not gonna hold the city liable if I had a fall, same type of thing. She did it before and she will do it again. Okay?
Question. Kathy, did someone from the city ask you to do this?
So part of the Friends of Winlock, we're looking at things that need restored. And what I've come before this council on numerous occasions is this is a city building. Take pride in ownership and restore the things that are falling apart. And that's something that has fallen apart. I tried to get this done prior to the STP races, and there just wasn't enough time. I brought it up a couple of times, but it's all about pride and ownership, Mr. Camps.
I understand that. The thing is, if you, and I don't want to speak out wrong on this, but if you take it upon yourself to decide what needs fixing, and then you come to the city for payment, it may not be there. So in the future, I just would advise you to approach us first.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Mr. Camps. As part of a council, don't you find that it's part of your job to look for things like this and bring
Yes,
it
ma'am,
forth?
but you beat us to the punch.
Then I beat you to the punch.
And that's fine.
And I'm still gonna ask you for $540.
I get it, and I'm gonna make a decision on it, but I was just saying in the future.
Understood.
If you would just approach us first.
Understood. And so I've had multiple conversations with Councilman Bowers, and he was kind enough to show up to that meeting that we held at the community building. And that was prior to, that was just before the STP. And, reality is, what you don't know, sometimes you gotta be told. And here's an example. I came down to City Hall and I asked to see the contract that the city has to rent that building. And what I found was I had access to the kitchen, I could use the oven, I could bake, I could cook and all, but those things aren't available to anybody to rent. So I pay $125 and nothing worked. But nobody in the city hall knew that those things weren't functioning. So sometimes, yeah, that's my job as a citizen to bring it before the council. That needs repair. Those need repair.
I'm not saying it don't.
No, but I'm passionate about it. So if I sound like I'm angry, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate about fixing Winlock.
I have a question. So your AI rendition,
yeah,
it looks like it is decoupage or printed. It doesn't look painted. So would she be painting it, or would she be printing something? I'm trying to understand.
She is repainting the existing sign on site, hand painting, and applying multiple coats of exterior UV resistant clear coat.
It just looks like it was a sign that was printed. It doesn't look that painting it is going to be permanent.
But it will be, she will repaint and replace on that. Yeah, it's like, it almost looks like it was ran through like a printing machine of some sort,
Yeah,
like a laminate.
It looked to me. It looks like an industrial, like the Forest Service signs that are like you are here.
Yeah.
Where it's a laser printed type of.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how she would manually make those letters.
She's going to, and truthfully, if you've seen any of her work in the mural arts that she has done, she would not do anything to that sign to damage it. It's unreadable right now. It really is.
Do I have any more council discussion?
I'm for it, I'm all for it, I'm just wondering if we're stepping on the county's toes, but she said that they already said no. Because to me, it's a county, it says right on it.
They won't maintain any of them. There are things in Lewis County, even up at the dam and stuff, that they just don't have the money, they don't have all these other things. Believe me, we have gone to these entities to ask for help, and we literally get nothing.
Before we make a motion, can the city do some research before we? I think the city
I just wanna have our I's dotted and our T's crossed before we commit.
Who owns the sign?
Well, it's owned by the city of Winlock, to the best of my knowledge. The building is owned by it, and it's a historic building, similar to some of the signs that Lewis County has developed, but we were told that the county will not pay for that.
Painting it just was right avenue to fix it.
I'm not prepared to make this.
I'll make a motion that we table the, community building historical sign restoration until we get more information and a quote. Or two.
We have a quote. But you want a couple of quotes?
Yep.
I wanna make sure it's not stepping on the county's toes. But we should do something.
It does need to be done.
Yep.
I think there's an agreement it needs to be done.
Yep.
So do I have a motion I have a motion to table, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
We'll bring it back. Executive session, RCW 42.30.110B, to consider the selection of a site or the acquisition of real estate by lease or purchase when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of increased price. We are going to adjourn for an executive session. I think it will take 10 minutes.
Yep.
It's 7:22.
One trouble two.
Dad's shop.
7:32, we are back from executive session. No decisions were made. Number 24, authorizing the mayor to proceed with an offer for the purchase of real property for public purposes with certain restrictions. Do I have any discussion or motion?
I'll make a motion that we authorize the mayor to proceed with an offer for the purchase of real property for public purposes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Executive session RCW 42.30. .110.1.I to discuss with legal counsel representing agency matters. Can we table this?
Yeah, I motion to table
Second.
that executive
All in
session.
favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yay, we're over.
Who tabled the, or you
I motioned.
tabled and you seconded?
I did, twice.
It's a second.
2 times.
And then you motioned to adjourn,
Yes.
you motioned
Yes.
to, you seconded.
2 times.